Welcome to the third episode of Am I the Arsehole? Christian perspective. So we're going to jump straight into the episode, to the stories. So we've got three stories here. Am I the arsehole for telling her how I feel? Am I the arsehole for being mad at my husband? And am I the arsehole for partner's social media behavior edition? I don't actually know what the full story on that is. I haven't actually read any of them, and I don't read these stories, so I can feel the excitement too. So I am blind going in. I just read the titles and that's it. So we're going to jump into the first story. It says advice needed. So today's story, or today's stories, are quite relatively new within the first few hours, or within an hour ago. So pretty fresh. So am I the arsehole for telling her how I feel? Just straight off the bat, I'm gonna say, depending on the situation, but yeah, let's jump in. Put down in the comments what you thought of these stories. Let's continue. So I know this might sound weird, but I'm in a relationship with this girl. Doesn't introduce themselves, but that's okay. I try so hard for her. Every single thing she communicates, I try so hard to change them. Wait, what? I try so hard for her. Every single thing she communicates, I try so hard to change them. I don't get what that means, but anyway. But yesterday we went somewhere and we hadn't seen each other in a week. I arrived with a mutual friend of ours. She literally runs over to her to hug her and proceeds to give me a hand. That really rubbed off on me the wrong way. Why is she so happy to see her but can't even give me a hug? So at the end of the day, I say something about it. I say that I just really didn't like the fact that she seems more enthusiastic to see a literal friend instead of her boyfriend, and that it hurt me. She responds, "I'm not. I just see you more often." So we send messages back and forth in which she basically says, "You should just know it's not like that by now." Then it basically turned into an argument in which she said, well, her boyfriend didn't seem to mind, did he? And that really angered me even more. Why am I being compared to a completely different person? Mind you, she knows I have a really crooked view on love because of past relationship, which makes me insecure in relationships now. So I say, why can't you just take that extra step to show me you want to work for me? And she proceeds to say, everything I do hurts you. I never show you enough how much I love you. That's something for you to change, not for me. So am I really that insecure, and should I just get over it? I've just lost a full night of sleep because of that argument, and I can't stop thinking about it. Why can't she just take those extra steps? So am I the arsehole for communicating that I really didn't like that? No, I'm you're not the arsehole. You spoke to her about it. She rejected your idea. She rejected your communication. She is the arsehole. You are not. Let's go into a few comments. So if she's not even willing to hear you out on how you feel, that's a red flag, and I would agree there. If she's not willing to agree with you or fix that issue and says it's you, I'm going to say that that's a her problem. I'm not going to say it's narcissism, as I said the other day, people just throw that word out, but there's something going on, that I feel like she doesn't actually love you. She's in it for something other than love, because love doesn't show like that. Love is patience, kindness, peace, all those good things, and that was none of that. So someone else says, not the arsehole, leave. Someone else also says, not the arsehole, but it sounds like there's a mismatch in how you both express and receive love. I would agree there. You're trying to communicate, but she's deflecting instead of meeting you halfway. That's not fair. Yeah, I just feel like she doesn't love you. So we're going to go to a Bible verse, and this is Proverbs 27, verse 5. Open rebuke is better than secret love. I don't exactly know what that means, and I'm using the King James version as well. But I know what open rebuke means. It means telling someone something is better than, secretly hiding something, is what I'm guessing here. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. So I would say you're not the arsehole, or this guy isn't the arsehole, but definitely your girlfriend, or your partner. So moving on to the second story, am I the arsehole for being mad at my husband? Depends on the situation. So me, 35 female, and my husband, 35 male, have been together for 7 years, married for 1. So so married for 1 and had an actual relationship for 6 years. Cool. So tonight we went out to dinner because he just got back from a work trip today. I was getting to the end of the meal and he wanted to order dessert. We were talking and laughing throughout the meal and having a good time. My husband got pretty drunk and I didn't since I was driving. When the server came by, he asked what we wanted and we said the same thing at the same time. I said, Jinx, you owe me a soda. Because yes, I still play that game. It's good to have that inner child. And then I turned to the server and said, I'll have a Coke. My husband turned to the server and said, no, she'll have another water. I said, no, you owe me a Coke, so I'll have a Coke. My husband did not address me, but kept saying to the server, no, she can't have a Coke. She'll have water. That kind of stunned me there. I was getting annoyed, but I said in a joking tone, lol, stop controlling me, I'll definitely have a Coke. The server said, I'm pretty sure you owe her a Coke, dude. That's hilarious. Those are the rules. I left to go get me one. For context, there's no reason why I can't have Coke. I don't have any sort of illness where I need to limit my sugar intake. Obviously, I don't try to consume lots of sugar all the time. After the server left, I tried to talk to my husband about what just happened. He just kept saying, you shouldn't have soda because it's unhealthy. And he said, I don't know why you're so mad. I replied that he humiliated me in front of the server, and he said, why do you care so much that what the server thinks? He refused to apologize or recognize at all that what he did was rude or disrespectful. When we got home, we both got into bed. When we got home, both got into bed. Him because he was pretty drunk, and me because I'm tired. He finally apologized and said sorry, but whenever he did, he kept tracking on, the soda isn't good for you, even though I've explained to him that an apology that contains a but isn't an apology, and that's true. In this case, it just reinforces that some part of him still believes he was justified, which he wasn't, reading the story, and as I said, I don't read the whole story. I like to surprise myself. So yeah, he's definitely an asshole. Often when my husband is this drunk, he'll say and do things that are annoying, and then when he's sober, he'll take full responsibility and apologize for it. So I sort of thought that when he sobered up, we would have a real conversation, and he would actually apologize. But he woke up at 3 a.m. to go to the bathroom and get a drink of water. And when he came back upstairs, he went to go to sleep in the guest room, a sure sign that he's pissed at me. So now it's 5:30 a.m. and he's asleep in the guest room, and I am awake wondering if I'm the asshole. Okay, I just want to say, she's not the asshole, he is. And this is just because he's... Like, how is she the asshole at all? At all. For a start. And two, he's being an asshole because he's controlling, for one thing, like saying, no, you can't have that, and you're not allowed to have that, even though there's no reason behind not having that. And it's definitely showing signs of something along the lines of narcissism, or I don't know, but it's definitely a red flag. I would talk about it, and if he doesn't agree, then I would get, a divorce. But we'll jump into the comments. I would say that the husband's definitely an asshole. So, well, alcohol isn't healthy either. Just here you are. Oh, yeah, here you are. I would agree with that. Not the asshole. For me, it would not be about that he humiliated you in front of other people. He humiliated himself, as you can see in the reaction of the server. But he wants to control you, hiding it behind worrying about something not being good for you, quotation marks, and he doubled down on it. Even afterwards at home, he is not respecting you or your bodily autonomy by trying to control what you put into your body. I would think hard about if there are any other times where he acts controlling and gets mad at you when you are not complying with him. And I think this is a response to something that was written in the story as well. So often when my husband is this drunk, he'll say and do things that are annoying, and then when he's sober, he'll take full responsibility and apologize for real. I hate to, and this person responded with, I hate to tell you, whatever he says or does when drunk is what he really thinks is okay. I would agree with that as well. Because when you drink, your true emotions come out, usually. So sober him just has more of a filter and hides those thoughts better. Yes, 100%. The drunk him definitely is also the true him. I'm gonna upvote that. Definitely true on that. I wouldn't disagree with any of that. So we've got I've got a Bible verse here, and it's Ephesians 4:26, which I've just got to find it quickly. You'll see it on the screen, but I've got to find it myself. Be ye angry and sin not. If you're angry, don't sin. Don't let the sun go down upon your anger or your wrath. Neither give place to the devil. Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth. So I'm definitely thinking that the husband's an asshole. As I said, as the Bible says here, don't be angry and let the sun go down on your anger. So talk to him, and if he doesn't agree with it, then you need to sort something out. That's just my opinion, and it's unsolicited advice. You don't have to listen to me. No one has to listen to me, but this is what I would do in this situation. So moving on to the third story. So for these, before I read the story, these videos will be slightly different from going forward. I will have snippets of the actual story, so it's easier for you guys to read, and then I'll also have the Bible verses down below, so you guys will be able to read them better. So, am I the asshole for partner social media behavior edition? So I don't even know what this story is actually about, but it's social media, so let's see what it actually is about. I, 27 female, have been in a relationship with my boyfriend, male 30, for 8 months. He is well known where we live and has played a sport professionally for years. My guess is that he used to play the field, no pun intended, a lot in his single days. I'd like to preempt this by saying he is successful, driven, kind and attentive, generous, supportive, tells me things like you'll be the mother of my children and you're my future wife, you're my dream girl, etc. He has always made me feel very loved and valued, apart from one thing. Okay, here we go. His behavior on social media. He told me early on that he was unfaithful to his ex 3 years ago, and he felt terrible. Red flag right there. He said he disliked himself, did therapy, and that's why he'd been single until he met me. My impression and understanding is that it was a mistake. You don't cheat and make a mistake. There is no mistake in cheating. Anyway, and he has done a lot of work on himself since then. He still follows girls on IG, red flag, from the same city that I'm 99% positive he was once romantically involved with, red flag again. I've had 3 serious combos with him about how this makes me feel. Originally, the topic was focused around how he was actively liking photos of these women when they were in bikinis, red flag yet again, or all done up, going out, makeup, dress, whole 9 yards. I was met with deflection, red flag, downplaying, red flag, and gaslighting, red flag. And here, I just don't care about the stuff though, so I don't understand the big deal. But you care enough to like the photos. Or it doesn't mean anything though. But to you it does. It felt like my feelings didn't matter and his need to validate and lust over the other women was more important than respecting my boundaries. After each conversation, he would come back a day later groveling, apologizing, affirming my feelings, and would tell me he would change and stop doing it, and that he would unfollow these women. Of course he wouldn't. and that's not in the story. I'm just saying he's not going to. Note that these women often were following him back and had also liked his photos. Put 2 and 2 together. After the first fight, he told me he would stop liking the photos, but we hadn't discussed him unfollowing anybody. The second time, I told him to unfollow all the girls he used to be romantically involved with, or wanted to be out of respect for me. He told me he would. Red flag again. Initially I saw he had unfollowed maybe 50 to 100 girls out of the 2,000 people he was following. 2 months go by and I've decided to check. Still following many girls, so I bring it up again. I'm once again met with the same deflection, anger and downplaying. You never gave me a time I had to have it done by though. That's a red flag. He laughs annoyedly. Okay, but when am I supposed to do this by? I started actually crying at this point. I felt like I looked crazy. Once again, he apologizes to me the following day. I checked 2 days after the fight and saw that he had unfollowed, let's say 200 girls. I felt relief. Until now, I have just looked. He's still following girls he used to like photos of. And I mean beautiful girls in the same city. Him liking every single post from before we met and around the time we started dating. And yes, they follow him back. I feel sick. I would too. Why have I got 2 IG posts of us as a couple too, and there isn't one on his page yet? And yes, I have talked to him about that before also. He told me he was wanting to get good pictures of us on our trip, and that he would post a photo of us then. We got a good photo on our trip, or we got good photos on our trip. Still no post of me. Have been posted in his story 3 times maybe since we have been together. I just don't understand what this behavior from him is. Is it him keeping girls on his socials in case, like as a backup? Does he still want to feel like he has some sort of freedom? What is it? I feel sick and I'm so upset, but I can't bring myself to say anything about it because that would make it the 4th time and I'm not going to be a doormat. Is this something I should just accept since he to no knowledge doesn't like photos of that nature anymore? Should I give him the benefit of the doubt that he just missed some girls, or did he intentionally keep them there? Because I can't help but feel the latter and wonder why. Lastly, I also want to say that something I noticed was a red flag was how he would make me feel like the bad guy for not trusting him straight off the cuff. He'd say, I've never done anything to grant you not trusting me. Actually, he has, by liking those photos and then lying and saying he's going to get rid of them, as friends, and then actually still keeping them. And I feel like I just had to justify how it takes me time to trust the person completely after my past, but I'd get there eventually. Now I just feel like I will never, will I ever trust him? What should I do? Okay, so you're not the asshole in this situation, but I get why you posted this here. I'm going to say he's the asshole. I'm going to say he's full-blown just definitely gaslighter, as you said in the post, or as this person said in the post. The fact that he said he would, get rid of the girls, but then went and, he did it the first time, or whenever he actually did it, but then he's gone behind her back and actually did it again, and then laughed in her face and whatnot, and didn't feel remorse or anything like that at you crying for a start. But him coming back after he's not saying sorry for what he did. He's saying sorry that he got caught, and it's just like cheating. He's not saying sorry for what he did. He's just saying sorry for the fact that he got caught, or something along those lines. But yeah, definitely not the arsehole. So we're gonna jump into some comments here. The classic. I'm not like that anymore, but I'll still follow all these girls I used to hook up with on Instagram. I'll reread that. The classic, I'm not like that anymore, but I still follow all these girls I used to hook up with on Instagram move. It's like a mating call for douchebags. And the OP, which is original poster, commented saying to that comment, do you think it's a coincidence there's still some girls he's following? And he used used to like all their pictures, or do you think he's purposely kept them there? He's definitely kept them there. I wouldn't trust that man with my life. He's definitely doing something behind your back. He's definitely a red flag. So we're gonna jump into some scripture for that, and it's charity. It's 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4 to 7. So charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, does not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own. I'm going to probably actually read from the CSB because it's a little bit easier to understand. So love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, is not boastful, is not arrogant, is not rude, is not self-seeking, is not irritable, and does not keep a record of wrongs. Love finds no joy in unrighteousness, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. And I'm guessing this is for the other partner that is, you know, doing those things as well. Like it's showing that person doesn't love her, because as it says, love is patient, love is kind. He's not being very kind by, you know, she's trying to talk to him about something and he's just rejecting all ideas. He's definitely the asshole. So if you really enjoyed this video, please comment down below what you thought of these stories, what your thoughts are, and what I should do next on what Reddit, Reddit group, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, please like the video. Until next time, bye.